medium-sized airport do? You detect the airport, at the airport. Drone comes in, restricted airspace. What's your response?
So normally, I'll give you an example. We've done some really different things in South Florida, especially Miami International Airport, as an example, has a drone problem, and we've partnered with our FAA partners, DHS, et cetera, entities that are allowed, without question, to detect or mitigate because we recognize there was an issue, and we incorporate a lot of our public safety in the area, Miami-Dade, et cetera, and we were involved as well. And we're able to go out there and start intercepting, but from a perspective of an airport that simply has the ability to detect, I mean, there's really nothing they can do other than watch it, honestly.
Do you see how stupid that sounds?
It does.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
So I like the idea we can detect. We can detect, all these airports we can detect a drone. Well, if it's being operated by an individual with some bad intentions, you'll just catch it on video. The destruction of I mean, you're gonna have it on, you can detect it, but there's nothing to mitigate that drone. And this is airports, so correct me if I'm wrong, sorry, Julie, but this is airports across the entire country.
Yes, that's correct. There may be some that have specialized, but for the bulk of it, no.
Well, I think Ms. Cahill brought up a few of the agencies that have the ability to mitigate a drone. Dr. Wallace, is there, I hear these arguments, I'm on the Transportation Committee, I hear all these arguments about, you know, you can't mitigate the drone because it could interfere. It could interfere with commercial aviation, all this. Is there technology available out there that could mitigate a drone without interfering with our commercial air?
There are certainly several technologies that are available for mitigation.
Sure.
Each of those technologies have their own benefits and limitations.
Sure, but that's an excuse that I hear over and over again. It's going to interfere with the aircraft that are coming in. I said, interfere with the aircraft coming in. The damn drone could take down one of our aircraft. You talked a little bit about what we're seeing in Ukraine with the complex missions that some of these drones are taking. I'm appalled over the fact that I was in Milwaukee and I went to visit the airport. We were talking about drones and I was inside there and I said, well, what happens if a drone gets into this red airspace or this restricted airspace? Well, we know it's there. I said, well, what do you do? Well, we try to call somebody. We try to find a guy. He could be a couple blocks, couple miles away in the backyard, and we'll knock on the door. I said, well, what if that guy has bad intentions? But then, when we have a significant event, we'll bring in the Coast Guard, and the Coast Guard would have the ability to mitigate the drone and send it out to Lake Michigan or set it down. So the idea to say that, well, we have to be careful here that the drone doesn't fall down and hit somebody in the head. I think the technology is there to take control of the damn drone and get it out of the restricted airspace. And the idea that we have to be worried about not offending somebody, it's in restricted airspace. And at some point in time, Mr. Feddersen, we're gonna have a drone operated by some bad hombres over here, interfering with some commercial airliners, running into the engines and causing problems. But then, maybe then, is when we will actually get serious about mitigating the risks of these drones, because there's gonna be millions of them out there. And the bad guys are understanding these are you can put some pretty good payload on some of these drones. They're relatively inexpensive, right? And so I am deeply concerned, Sergeant Dooley, about the U.S. government's position on this, whether it's Section 49, it's a federal offense. That just makes me sick to think this is a federal offense.